Hello to you, this is Edwin Dearborn, another edition of Caffeinated Content where we talk about great business ideas over a hot cup of coffee. Today I'm at Magnum Coffee and you're going to hear sounds in the background. That's them making and grinding coffee. We're at a real coffee manufacturing and distribution place, and it is right across the street from McCarran Airport here in fabulous Las Vegas. Today I want to talk about the tipping point in success. Recently saw a video with Tim Schmoyer, one of my all-time favorite YouTube coaches, and I love Tim Schmoyer's content on how to create YouTube content that really gains traction. He was interviewing somebody about the tipping point, meaning how much momentum do you have to keep creating to the point where you're over that hump and success just starts having a life of its own. And that's all what we want in business and in life, is we want to keep working at some point where there's a tipping point and there's so much success. And the example he gave was this content creator on YouTube who for 6 years, every day he was creating videos. And after 6 years, he only had 60,000 followers. And this is a guy who put his heart and soul into YouTube videos every single day. And after 6 years, he's just like, man, what is it going to take for me to break through as a content creator? What is it going to take through to get my brand out there and to get people to actually notice me at an orders of magnitude for me to really have success? Well, he kept the faith, he kept the vision, he kept working hard. And in year 7, he went from 60,000 followers to 600,000 followers. Literally, all that hard work, like compound interest, had this incredible effect, and he crossed the tipping point. And now he had such a large audience that the more content he created, it just continued to explode because of all the social shares. I think in life and in business, what I hear, I had a gentleman that signed up with me, and after 2 weeks of running his ad campaign, he was like, what's happening to my ad campaign? Why don't I have more leads? And I said, because we've been doing it for 2 weeks. 14 days. Like, I'm not Harry Houdini. I can't create magic. Like, you really expected me to blow out the doors of your business in 2 weeks? And then when we looked at what we were doing and what we had achieved with the amount of money we spent, we were actually doing really, really well. But he had this idea that somehow we would place ads on Facebook and Instagram, and there'd be, just all these people coming in, and his brand would be built. And like, dude, like, what does it really take? How much momentum, how much work does it really take to build a brand, to build trust? How often are you going to have to be putting out your content, your emails, your phone calls, your sales literature? How many times are you going to have to network and shake hands and continue to bring value and reiterate when you're not doing well to finally build the final model? How long is it going to take for you to build that business? Well, I've interviewed some extremely successful people. I know one multimillionaire who did not make any money in his business for 7 years. It wasn't until his 8th year that the tipping point occurred, and now he's worth multi-million dollars. But he kept doing the work. He kept reiterating the processes. He kept making the phone calls. He kept putting out the sales literature for that time. So if you think that the tipping point can't be reached, then maybe you have a misestimation of effort of what it takes to survive, of what it takes to thrive. How much content are you going to have to put out? How much effort, how much reiteration into that processes that you're creating for your business? How much work is that going to take? But if you keep reiterating and you keep putting in that ideal scene and you keep putting out that content and that sales literature and the phone calls and the engagement with your audience, what's going to happen is is because life is much like a marathon. You're going to outdistance and outrun everybody else, and what's going to happen is they're going to see that. See, part of building a brand is endurance. People buy from brands that endure the tough times, that show moxie and character. And you can't build moxie and character in several weeks or even several months. It may take years for you to build your brand, the brand awareness, the trust from your partners, the trust from your clients, the trust from the prospects that haven't bought from you yet. It's going to take a boatload of effort to create that tipping point. Another point here on to create the tipping point is you're going to have to move faster, and you're going to have to create better engagement with digital media. Look, right now, Zuckerberg is being investigated by Congress. That's how powerful Facebook is. And even though Facebook's got all these problems and people are threatening on leaving it, their numbers continue to grow. And that is because that's where the audience is. And that's where your brand needs to be. And the more you put your brand in front of where the audience is over and over and over, with better content, better arguments, better insights, and that factor called persistence, you're going to overcome that tipping point. And soon, success and that all that work that you put into it will build into something very, very awesome, profitable, and meaningful in your life. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. This is Edwin Dearborn, author of Power Branding Secrets. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.